Well, hello, it is Imogen here, and I'm here today to talk about one of my favorite concepts from the Body Intelligence Trio, which is um, made up of three key ideas that have really become fundamental to the work. And this particular concept, I just is my go-to, find super useful if I'm feeling nervous or I'm very in my head and kind of thoughts are looping. And it is awareness of my contact and my support from the ground. So really easy. You can just take that and run with it. But I wanted to share a little bit of why, and then I have a few things for you to try out that will just take, I don't know, under a minute. So I'd love to hear how you respond to it. So first wanted to just kind of talk about the idea of support. And when we kind of think about how we support ourselves, we're often thinking more about support we receive from friends and family or from resources or organizations and systems and that sort of thing. And they're all very important. And we have this other support that is always there, and it's our physical support from the surface that we are actually resting on. And beneath those surfaces, whether it's a chair, a bed, a sofa, is the ground. And we always have the support from the ground. I guess you might say, well, what if you're in an airplane? But you still have the surface. And yes, the ground is way beneath that, and there's gravity that's still working. Um, so we have this physical support. And you might remember Newton's third law of motion, which is that idea that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. And that's a useful concept to kind of have in mind when we think about our relationship with the ground, with the surfaces that we are resting on, the surfaces that are supporting us. This is actually a meeting. As I rest down onto the ground is meeting me. So you could almost think about it that you're getting a little push back as you sort of push down on the earth as you rest down, that the earth, the floor, your chair, your bed is giving you a little kind of push or boost back up, that you're being held, kind of lifted up from beneath. Um, so it's not that we're just sinking down to the ground, that we have this awareness of this support that actually holds us up. Another reason why awareness of our support from the ground and being in contact with the ground can be super helpful is that it can help us feel safe. Now, an interesting thing is if your 2 feet are fully on the floor, and that in itself can be a useful thing to do, it is an indication to our body that we are safe, that we're not mobilizing for action. For instance, if your heels are up, it's like you're ready to go. So that's more like a fight or flight response. So when our 2 feet are on the floor, it can be a simple little hack, if you like, to kind of be telling from the inside, from our body, that we are safe right now. We're safe to be here. And when we also add that awareness, I have my 2 feet on the floor. You're noticing that contact. I find that it's a really helpful thing. Like I said at the beginning, if you're feeling anxious, nervous, mind looping, just for a moment, oh yes, the ground's here. Here I am, not my 2 feet. So try this right now. It doesn't matter if you're sitting, standing, lying down, even walking, just as long as you can be a little attentive and just notice. So just start off by having an awareness that the ground is there. There is ground beneath you. And then specifically notice the contact you are making with the ground or whatever surface that happens to be for you. Your contact with the floor or whatever it is. And if you can, have your 2 feet fully on the floor. Really notice that contact. And then I invite you to think to yourself, I am free to notice my contact with the ground. You can notice how sturdy and solid it is, how concrete. Maybe you're on concrete. And then in the background, bring in that idea of that kind of meeting as you meet the ground is meeting you, and that as you push down onto the ground, you're getting this little boost up from beneath, that you're being held and supported and lifted up from beneath. So it's a two-way. The ground is supporting your uprightness. So think to yourself, I am free to accept the support of the ground. And I am free to receive the support of the ground. So that was a very simple little example of ways you can be aware of your contact with and your support from the ground. It also included a few thoughts, what we call in my work constructive thoughts or constructive thinking, kind of thoughts that help improve how we are coordinating ourselves, how we're the quality of our being in any given moment. Typically help us be a little more present, reduce excess tension, reduce compression, that sort of thing. So examples of those that we use today that you could explore and see if you too find them helpful are, I'm free to notice my contact with the ground. I'm free to accept the support of the ground. And I'm free to receive the support of the ground. But without kind of even doing any of that kind of specific thinking, just the awareness in some of the ways that I suggested can be super helpful. Just noticing your 2 feet on the ground, knowing that you're getting that little boost up from beneath. So I encourage you to play with this further yourself in different positions and activities. So if you were sitting right now, you could try it in standing and walking and lying down, for instance. So this idea, as I said before, is the first concept from the Body Intelligence Trio. And all of these concepts can be helpful in and of themselves, just on their own, and they all work beautifully together, and they all can be different access points to the same thing too. But they all can help us reduce stress and strain, release excess tension, help calm our nervous system, and so you feel more centered, grounded, even more confident in how you feel in yourself, and more at ease. So do let me know how you responded to the ideas and what you noticed, and if you have any thoughts around the ideas of support and safety and groundedness that you would like to share or you find useful. And in my next video, I'm doing a little series on these 3 ideas from the Body Intelligence Trio. So I'll be looking at the second one, which is awareness of space. And if you're interested, I did a video introducing all three, a more kind of overview that I did last November. And you can find that on YouTube. I can put the link next to this video too. So let me know how you got on with it. What do you think? And I'll be back for the next video.